What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GoNoGo Show. My name is Nizam. I'm your host, along with Adam, my co-host and partner in crime. We have all kinds of movie reviews for you today. We got 4 of them for you.
Yep. It's a packed episode.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How's your weekend?
My weekend was I worked. You know that.
How was this weekend?
It was good.
This weekend coming up?
Oh, this weekend coming up is going to be even better because we're going to have a lot more movies to review.
Boom.
What
do we got today?
Today, we're going to start off with Freeheld. We're going to go right into 99 Homes. We're going to trickle right into Pan and then end off big with Steve Jobs. So we got 4 movies. We might as well just get into it, right?
Let's jump right in.
Okay. Freeheld coming up first.
Hey, can I have your number? Hello? It's Stacy from volleyball.
Listen, I can't talk right now.
Hey, go right ahead. Just your run-of-the-mill double homicide investigation.
Shut up.
Can I call you later?
You got a date?
Yeah, I do. If you could have anything, what would it be? What's your dream?
A house, a dog, a woman I love, loves me.
Me too. Give me a second here. This domestic partnership thing is new. I don't like the idea of you as a kept woman.
What's the matter?
I don't know. I think you pulled a muscle.
Will you get it checked out?
Yeah. My name is Detective Laurel Hester. I've worked for the Ocean County Police Department for 23 years. Recently, I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. When my heterosexual colleagues die, their pensions go to their spouses. But because my partner is a woman, I don't get to do that. In my career, I've never asked for special treatment. I'm only asking for equality.
We anguish over this situation, but we have to deny your request.
This is an outrageous miscarriage of justice. Their next meeting, we show up with 100 protesters.
Radicals and strangers from New York aren't going to convince these guys.
I am not a radical. I am a middle-class Jewish homosexual from New Jersey. How about you, sweetheart?
I'm a straight, white, ex-Protestant, atheist cop. You okay with that, sweetheart?
I am. That is very hot.
I'm worried about Stacy. She's had so much to deal with. You know, she's so young.
I love you.
It's not fair.
No, it isn't.
I know you feel like
I want to tell you about our house. Just really like to hold on to it. Remember how much we love each other.
If they say yes, then my tax dollars go to her girlfriend.
Yeah, the same way your wife gets your pension if you die.
Yeah, but she's my wife.
Hell, if you and I got married tomorrow, I'd be entitled to your benefits.
Is that a proposal?
Oh, my God.
We're sticking to a losing position because of some personal beliefs.
It's an opportunity to change the world.
The only thing I care about is justice for the woman that I love.
Yo, I've got to start watching some trailers, man.
Is that right?
So,
before you get started, let me just explain that due to all the movies out there, we want to cover as many as possible. We sometimes see movies, like I'll see one and he'll see the other, and we switch off. So this is going to be Nizam's review of Freeheld. I didn't get a chance to see it. Looks pretty powerful, pretty emotional. Please, tell me what you thought.
So, to jump right in, like I said, I have to start watching some trailers because some of this stuff sometimes it catches me off guard when I get in there. So you get in and it's a story about a cop, this woman cop, and she's fighting the good fight, as a woman and trying to move ahead and keep up with the boys, and then you find out she's gay. So now it's this. Now she's got 2 strikes against her, right? Because she's a woman in a man's world, and then you find out she's kind of gay because she's not out to everyone. So there's that, and hopefully I haven't given anything away. I feel like you kind of saw that maybe not the being in the closet part, but spoiler alert. But then she's diagnosed with cancer, and in the interim of the first 3 or 4 things, she also has a girlfriend. And so this is something. It's based on true events. It's the whole story starts in 2002 and spans about 3 years ish to about 2005, 2006, and it's about women. It's about gay marriage and inequality, and those 2 maybe should be one and the same.
So light-handed family fare, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff. Check your brain at the
So
door.
Yeah, and then, you know, so it's about marriage and inequality, and those things are should be hand in hand, or should be the same thing, or maybe they're not. And that this story makes you kind of think about that. And then there's the whole political aspect. You know, you saw the 5 freeholders on there. They're called freeholders. I have to Google that. If I should have Googled it before the show, I'm sorry. But it's based on actual events. I feel like we're doing a lot of those this year.
Yeah. People want to see true stories.
Yeah. It's a good story. Like
how
I
is
said,
it as a movie though?
Well, I'm getting to that. The layers I just went through.
Yeah.
They come off. You know, right at the beginning. You know, like the one bad thing I would say is that like 2002, 2005 wasn't the 80s. Like watching this, I'm just like. It said 2002, but I felt it's like 1982 or like 1985 or something like that. But I don't know. Overall, the story was good. The movie was good. It moved along. It moved slow at some points, but I really liked it. And if you're looking for something different to kind of sink your teeth into, I'll give it a go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
nice.
I'll give it a go.
All right, that's good. That's good. We're going to move on to the next one that actually is kind of just like this one. It's more of a diamond in the rough. It's playing only in select theaters.
The Freeheld Select Theaters, too.
Yeah, Freeheld Select Theaters. It's this next movie coming up, 99 Homes, is also a very dramatic movie that you can sink your teeth into or whatnot. And it also has one common denominator, Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
The wonderful Michael Shannon. If you don't
good.
remember him by his name, he should be a household name. He played Zod in Man of Steel. And he's just an amazing, intense actor.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so coming up next, 99 Homes. Check it out.
Oh, that was it. Come
better than that.
Let's get cooking.
What?
Sheriffs are here.
Why are they here?
My name's Rick Carver. I'm a licensed real estate broker. This home has been foreclosed on.
No, this is not happening.
I need you, your mom, and your son to step off the property.
This is not your home.
Mr. Carver, please don't.
Sir, you have 2 minutes. Pack whatever belongings you need.
Oh, my God.
Does he have to stand there while she packs up? Is that right?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you plan on staying for a while?
Just a couple of nights.
Oh, you gotta get out of here.
I'm gonna figure it out. I got no choice.
You kicked me out yesterday.
I didn't kick you out. The bank did. Did you do construction? I'll pay $50 cash.
Are you kidding me?
$50 shouldn't be a joke to you, son.
What are you doing with him? I gotta work, you know? Just want my home back.
Don't get emotional about real estate.
That's my family home.
If you want it, I need to know that I have someone who can handle any situation 24/7.
Are you putting notices on my window?
When you work for me, you're mine.
This is serious money.
Do you want to double what you made?
Are we stealing? Is this stealing? Feels a bit like trouble.
What'd you think it was going to mean working for me?
Mr. Tanner, hate to say it, your eviction is scheduled for the day.
You kick people out of their houses?
So I can put a roof over your head and I can put food in his mouth. Is this all worth it?
Don't be soft. You think America gives a flying rat's ass about you or me? America doesn't bail out the losers.
You kicked me and my family out of our home? I don't know you! I know you!
America was built by bailing out winners, by rigging a nation of the winners, for the winners, by the winners. Only 1 in 100 is going to get on that ark, son. Every other poor soul's going to drown.
I'm glad I didn't see that one.
Why?
Nah, man.
Why?
I'm glad I didn't see that
one.
one.
I got goosebumps. I get goosebumps when I see Michael Shannon. I get goosebumps. He's awesome. That movie was great. This movie was great. I'm just gonna start just right out the gate. The movie was great. I did not expect it. This dude right here, Michael Shannon. Wow, he's intense. He just electrifies on screen with that intense, like, no blinking stare when he was talking. He's like, didn't bail out the winners and didn't bail out the winners, and he's like, you can see, like, he has like Zod's like beams coming through your brain when he's talking. But it's a very emotional tale about pretty much the lengths someone will go to to protect their family basically. And this happens. This whole it centered around the time of like the stock market, like the housing bubble, the collapse and whatnot, and people losing their homes and being foreclosed on or whatever. It deals with the people who have to come to your house and basically kick you out.
It looked like it was about the lengths that people will go through to take homes.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. But like take homes, it gets to the point because he's like a realtor as well. So it's like a lot of the people that are in that situation are doing their job because like the banks own it now. It's been foreclosed on. They could be a little bit more caring, but they're very callous. They're just like, you're on bank's property now. You need to get out. Blah blah blah. And even though this is the home you were born and raised in, it's like you're telling me now I have to move. And if I don't get out in time, you have 2 minutes, and we're going to just stockpile all your belongings like outside of the property, perimeter or whatever, and then you just good luck. You know what I mean? And what's it called? But then there are people like Michael Shannon's character who is a realtor and who's not only enforcing all the laws or whatever, but also doing it for his own personal gain. Yeah, because he's trying to buy up all these properties and sell them and flip these houses and whatnot. And where he's living in this house with his family for he's like, oh, I'm only gonna be here for like 19 months and I'm gonna flip it and then move into this place and this and that, blah blah, and just acquire as much property as possible to acquire as much wealth as possible. And Andrew Garfield's character is like us, the poor working man who's busting his butt, going to court to try and figure everything out, and gets caught up in this world of like I'm trying to do what's best for my son, then all of a sudden gets caught in the greed, which is a natural human trait. You get caught in the greed, and once the money starts rolling in, it's kind of like, oh, how can I make more, and blah 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 blah. So this is a very dramatic character study. Andrew Garfield deals the whole time with his morality. And Shannon deals the whole time with just, look at him. Look at that intense stare in his face. You can see right there in this picture, you can see Andrew Garfield's kind of like, I don't, and Michael Shannon's like, nope, I got one mission.
He's like,
I
got
this, exactly.
He's like, that's mine.
Yeah. So this is another one playing in select theaters. I'm going to give this one a go as well. It's intense, it's emotional, and it moves quickly. It's like it's got a sense of urgency to the whole movie. Like there's no really like really slow parts. It's always like boom 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 boom, and you see everyone's like all serious doing their thing. So it was cool. I enjoyed it. Yeah. All right. There you go. Moving on to the next one. Right?
Yeah.
You want to get onto it?
Move on.
Going on to Pan.
I love you, my Peter. You are extraordinary. More than you can imagine. I promise that you will see me again in this world.
This is the beginning.
Or another.
This is not the end of me. This is the beginning. This is not the end of me. This is the beginning.
Is this Canada?
He's the pirate all pirates fear. Blood fear! Welcome to Neverland!
Are you brave, Peter?
I try to be.
The name's James Hook. I'm trying to save your life, kid.
Why?
Let me handle this. Good fair lady, we come in peace.
The little one, he wears the pan.
The Pan is our tribe's bravest warrior.
It was written, when you returned, we would unite against the pirates.
If Blackbeard is going to destroy everything, I'll stand against him.
Now kneel.
I will never bow to you.
Wakey, wakey! Away we go!
We have an ancient prophecy. It tells of a boy. A boy who would be disappeared from this world until he was old enough to return. And lead an uprising against me. A boy who could fly. Come on, kid. Make them believe.
I believe. I believe.
Mermaid Lagoon.
I think you're gonna like him.
You can say that again.
Yeah. This trailer. I love this trailer of this movie. I was so excited for this. I thought this was going to be this generation's Hook. I was like, it looks like mystical and like adventurous, and it has all the right things in place. You got Hugh Jackman, you have Rooney Mara, you have Joe Wright in the director's chair. I'm like, he's a phenomenal director, and I was like, you can't go wrong with this team of talent or whatever. I have a feeling we might be on the same page here, so I would
Hugh
like
Jackman
to hear.
was in this?
Yeah. He's one goes, Neverland!
Oh, that guy?
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard?
Yeah, Blackbeard.
Oh.
That was, where is he? You're actually standing right in front of him.
That makes sense.
There he is. That's him. There we go. That's you can tell. Yeah, so.
I should probably go back and watch Hook and probably go back and watch Disney's Peter Pan.
Well, you have to be familiar with the story,
I'm familiar with the story.
Okay.
But it felt like Matrix.
Really?
I don't know. He's the one, and got away from him to realize he's the one.
I'm the one, or like you're like their Messiah. Yeah. I'm like, all right, relax.
But then, but then, like at some point, like he's like, I'm the prince or something. But then he really didn't believe it. Still, could have just dragged it out a little bit more.
He's a little whiny. He's a little whiny in this movie. He whined a lot. I'm not the one, and I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not impressed with this at all. I thought I was going to love it. I was hoping to love it. I thought it was going to be the new Hook. And I remember watching this movie like, I don't care if there's a spoiler alert because it's such a throwaway scene, but when they introduced Blackbeard, they introduced him to the entire crowd, like to all these miners working for him, all these slaves basically, singing Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I didn't get that.
Me neither.
They did a couple.
It's ridiculous.
They did a couple songs.
Yeah, they did the Ramones as well. But it's like he walks out on the ship and it was like, here we are. Now he jumps up, entertain us. I'm like, are you kidding me? I remember I took my hat off. I was like, what are you doing?
I felt like there was some brilliant parts where they you know, this is supposed to be like the 30s, the 40s or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's obviously fiction, it's fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, they have these wooden ships that could fly, but then they had, you know, planes, you know, and like shooting at them in the air and stuff.
Right.
So that kind of worked.
There you go. So it's very visually nice to look at, especially in 3D. This was a good 3D movie.
I didn't see it 3D. I've been disappointed with the 3D lately, but
well,
there were certain things I feel like that really worked. You know, for that time period and to keep pieces from that time period, it really worked. But then to throw out Teen Spirit and something else like later on.
Like, what are you trying to be, like a Knight's Tale? Or it's trying to be like this medieval thing with modern day, you know, like touches or whatever.
But that's what that was.
Exactly.
That's not what this
the problem.
was.
That's why it totally fell apart.
They threw out. I was almost like, are you trying to be a musical too?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was. They were like tippy-toeing on this thing.
They didn't know what they wanted to be. They had no idea what they wanted to be. They had all these cool ideas, these cool visual concepts, these cool like action sequences and whatnot, and they didn't know how to piece it all together coherently or piece it together to where anything made sense or actually felt like it was like a coherent story from A to B. I just didn't know which way they were going half the time, and half the time I didn't really care because I was like losing interest. Like by the minute, I was losing interest. Like there were some cool visual scenes, and then there were some scenes that looked like it was from The Matrix Reloaded, where like dated that long ago because the special effects look kind of like you know, like he looked like rubbery when he was flying and stuff. I'm like, well, that's we're past that now. Like, you know, if you've seen Gravity or something like that, you know that we have the technology where you can make somebody look like they're flying and look good. So I was like, it was a big jumbled mess for me. It was a big mess.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to give it a no-go in case you haven't noticed. I'm gonna give this one a no-go. Unless you have kids and you want to shut them up for a couple hours, I'm sure they'll enjoy the adventure. I had a theater full of kids. They're all clapping at the end of it. But what do kids know? Come on, seriously. So I'm gonna give this, as an adult, I'm gonna give this a no-go.
Kids are only good when you can give them back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know. It was definitely cluster bunched together, and there was different things that they were trying to do with it, and you know some things, like I said, some things they put together really well. Like it would have been cool if they tried to do a modern day Hook, and without that, you know, like that Depression era, you know, World War, you know, feel to it.
Yeah.
That would have probably been interesting to see, and they probably could have done that. If for the kids, I think take the kids. They'll enjoy it. It was cool.
Yeah, the kids will definitely enjoy it.
But it's not. It's unfortunately it's not one of those where it's not where you can also enjoy it.
Exactly.
You know,
you're
like
not going to relive the nostalgia you have for it, because like a lot of people I know that have kids were like, oh, I can't wait to see it because I can't wait to see it. Forget the kids, blah blah blah, and they're laughing about it. You guys aren't going to enjoy it. The kids are going to enjoy it, not you.
And they changed the story. They changed the story a little bit because
this is a prequel basically. It's supposed to be how Pan became Pan. So there's the prequel, there's Peter Pan, and then there's Hook. Hook is like the sequel basically. basically. It's what happens when Peter Pan grows up.
Has the other 2 kids in it, right?
Yeah, that's when like Pan grew up and forgot who he was, and now he has to get back to it, this and that, whatever. So this is supposed to be the origin story.
Okay.
And it's just that.
Right.
I'm not impressed.
I give it a no-go too.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50. You know, if you got the kids, take the kids. The kids I think will like
not a
it.
date
you
movie,
know.
though.
But yeah, don't take your girl or your boy or your, you know. No.
Moving on to the next one, the big one, the one that all the Oscar hopefuls are talking about, Steve Jobs.
What do? You're not an engineer. You're not a designer. You can't put a hammer to a nail. I built the circuit board. The graphical interface was stolen. So how come 10 times in a day, I read Steve Jobs as a genius? What do you do?
Musicians play their instruments. I play the orchestra. I hear you've been worse than usual this morning. I didn't think that was possible.
It's a system error.
Fix it.
Fix it?
Yeah.
We're not a pit crew at Daytona. This can't be fixed in seconds.
You didn't have seconds. You had 3 weeks. The universe was created in a third of that time.
Well, someday you'll have to tell us how you did it.
I'm begging you to manage expectations out there.
You see how this reminds you of a friendly face? It's warm and it's playful and inviting and it needs to say hello.
If you keep alienating people for no reason, there's be no one left for it to say hello to.
Your Apple stock was worth $441 million, while your daughter and her mother are on welfare.
She's not my daughter!
You must be able to see that she looks like you.
You're issuing contradictory instructions. You're insubordinate. You make people miserable.
Even if that were true, doesn't sound that diabolical to me.
We've spoken to the fire marshal and the building manager. They're going to come in and tell everyone to leave.
If a fire causes a stampede to the unmarked exits, it'll have been well worth it for those who survive.
The board believes you're no longer necessary to this company.
I sat in a garage and invented the future because artists lead and hacks ask for a show of hands.
You're gonna end me, aren't you?
You're being ridiculous. I'm gonna sit center court and watch you do it yourself.
Make everything all right with Lisa. Fix it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Ooh, look at that background. I'm sitting on his shoulders, just like the rest of the world, right? Sitting on Steve Jobs' shoulders because we're all addicted to his device.
Man, I'm kind of indifferent about this one again. This is another one where it's already been done. You know, it's already been done very recently.
Yeah.
And then there's so many other. It's kind of like the Walk. You know, it's already been done and done pretty well. Mm-hmm. You know, there's the Steve Jobs with Kutcher, and there's like 2 or 3 other documentaries about this guy.
Right.
What else do we need to know? What else do you know?
Well, this is basically for the people involved. This is an actor's movie. This is what it is. It's an actor's movie to showcase their performances and their talent, which I thought was phenomenal. The actors in this movie all stepped up. They all got they brought their A game. But it's like when it comes, like you said, when it comes to the Steve Jobs with Kutcher and the Steve Jobs in this one, every movie comes out in pairs. Everybody knows this. You had Ants, you had A Bug's Life, you had Deep Impact, you had Armageddon. You know what I mean? You had
you're talking about different things, though.
No, but it's still
thing.
Yeah, no, I understand. But like when it comes to a studio, when it comes to a popular property, you can't have 2 different Steve Jobs movies with 2 different stories because obviously it's only one man. But this is a story everybody wanted to tell when he passed away. So all the studios bought up whatever rights they can, and the one with Kutcher was just like, how do we get this out before Danny Boyle gets his out? Because they're going to crush us the same way the Rock Hercules crushed the other kid's Hercules, whoever that was. It was out for a week. I really feel bad for him. So it's like that Hercules was out for a week, and then the Rock becomes like, well, I'm going to do Hercules. I'm going to do it better. So it's like basically everyone knew Danny Boyle, the Academy Award-winning director who did Slumdog Millionaire and stuff like that. He's a fantastic director. You have Michael Fassbender right here, who is an amazing actor. Look at him. Look right there, like a composer. He definitely transformed himself in this one. He's a very method actor. And he has this like soft-spoken way about him in this movie, which was really nice. Like you could tell he did his homework when it came to portraying this man, who I was very surprised to find out that he was kind of an a-hole. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he was a genius. I guess there's always a border between genius and psychotic or whatever. But yeah, this is a very interesting movie. If you didn't know the story, I take it you did.
Yeah.
I didn't. I never saw the Kutcher movie. I wasn't interested. I knew this one was coming, so I was like, I'll just wait for that because I'm not a big fan of Kutcher. So I didn't see the Kutcher movie, and I didn't see any of the. All I know is that one of the impressive things about this man, whether he was a jerk or not, is that the reviews that I'm writing when I get out of this movie and I share to all the different branches of where you guys could read it or whatever was done on this and done by this, and he made this.
Yeah.
That's basically what I thought was amazing about this guy, regardless of what kind of man he is.
But what you also said is this. What did you say? This is an actor's film.
Yes.
So
the actors are amazing in this,
and this is the type of film that they can is a vehicle for them to, you know, spread their wings and you know which Seth Rogen I liked his character. For Seth Rogen, I was waiting for the joke, and the joke never came.
Right.
So in that respect, yeah, I think this was an opportunity for him to show us his talents and show us his range.
Because he does have range.
But
I mean, it might not be far, but he has range.
Do we have to redo a movie for
that's just
the actors to do that?
It doesn't necessarily mean redoing because, like you said, I'm a huge movie buff and I didn't see the Kutcher one. So this is also a lot of people out there seeing this story for the first time. You know what I mean? Because the Kutcher one came and went. And the documentaries, a lot of times people don't get around to seeing stuff like that. So if you don't know the story like I didn't, this is a good one for me because it was like you said in the trailer, he was like, what do you do? He's like, I play the orchestra. This was like watching an opera. The soundtrack was like a symphony. It moved very like. The precision of this movie was phenomenal. It's like the filmmakers and everyone involved making this movie. It was very crisp. It was very smoothly done. It moved fast, and it just seemed like it had all the precision and the care that you would get at like your local Genius bar in an Apple store. You know what I mean?
What do you give it?
I give this one a go. I do. I think it's a good one to see, especially around award seasons. They're going to be talking about it forever. So if you want to know what they're talking about.
No, there should. All right, maybe Seth. I'm not saying they're not talking about it, but I don't think anything. I don't think any award should be. Maybe Seth. Maybe Seth can get an award.
Fassbender's going to get recognition. I know it. He's overdue for at least a nod, and he did a great job. You can't deny it.
Oh man. Yeah. If you're not familiar with Steve Jobs, you'll probably like it. If you are familiar with him and have seen any of the other stuff, any of the documentaries or whatever, it's probably not going to be too new to you. So again, I'm like split again.
That's okay.
If you don't know the story, I think
we just read it in your face. You don't have to say no go. We could just read it in your face.
If you don't know the story, go. If you do know the story, I would say wait for it.
Fair enough.
It wasn't. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie, but it's just I don't know. We got to get out of here.
We do got to get out of here. That's all right. Hopefully next week we've got a few more movies, and I think these will be a little bit more chipper next week.
Maybe.
I think we got a couple of hopefuls. We'll check it out. All right, guys. See you next time.